Aussie dollar daily forecast, December 8th, fxempire.com. The Australian dollar rose on Wednesday after printing a hammer on Tuesday to show support again. The daily chart clearly shows that we have been stuck in a range over the last several sessions after a parabolic move up. The Aussie is a risk-on currency, and with each rumor that looks like the EU will get some type of relief, the pair rises. The recent action has been fairly consolidative, though, when you look at it in the big picture, as the market is trying to digest the recent parabolic move up. The gap still hasn't been filled, and these things do tend to get filled over time. So because of that, there is a little bit of downside risk technically. The pair will certainly try to react to the EU meeting on Thursday and Friday and any EU summit decisions coming out after the session on Friday. The next 200 pips, though, we see as being fairly resistive, and the 105 level being extremely so. Because of this, we actually prefer the downside trade if we get that setup. A breaking of these two hammers would certainly give us reason to sell and perhaps expect a filling of the gap. However, with the headline driven erratic nature of the markets lately and the fact that the Australian dollar tends to exaggerate these, we are going to let the members of the EU summit dictate what we do in this pair. The selling in this pair will be our trade, with about a 90% probability being the case because of a couple different possible scenarios. If the pair rises too much before the meeting, it will likely be a sell on the news event. And if the meeting produces nothing, the pair will be a sell as well. Either way, we don't see this pair rising over time unless we get a serious fiscal reform out of the EU that we've yet to see. Fiscal union is what the markets actually want, and until it gets it, we're going to be very headline driven in the future. This pair does look to have the large resistance at 105 and support at parity, gap notwithstanding. This is the area that we think we will be targeting in the near term, and again, we do like selling it, especially if there's a failure out of the EU, but the trade setup may not come until either late Friday or possibly even Monday morning.